Legend says that El Silbón is a restless spirit from Venezuelan folklore, a cursed phantom condemned to wander the plains and forests at night, carrying a sack of human bones over his shoulder and announcing his presence with a whistle that no living soul ever forgets. It is said that he moves through the land with the patience of something that knows the night will eventually give him what it wants. He does not knock. He does not warn. He simply arrives when the darkness feels too wide and the silence grows deliberate. He does not need to hurry. He does not need to chase recklessly. When he waits, the plains feel different. The wind thins and stretches. Familiar paths feel longer than they should. Campfires seem smaller, weaker, as if the darkness surrounding them has quietly gained confidence. Sounds soften or disappear entirely, and the night begins to feel intentional, as though the land itself is listening. And when El Silbon finally moves, the silence does not break. He is not a spirit that kills without purpose. He observes, he circles, he listens for the moment when certainty slips into doubt, when courage dissolves into carelessness, when a man believes he is still alone. And once that moment arrives, escape becomes a memory rather than a possibility. Have you ever heard about it? Mythical ground. If you like mystery, you have come to the right place. The legend of El Silbón remains alive across Venezuela and Colombia, especially in the immense plains of Los Llanos, a land of endless horizons, cattle ranches, flooded savannas during the rainy season, and solitary riders crossing beneath skies split by lightning. It is a landscape where sound travels far, and memory travels even farther. Ranch hands whisper about him around low campfires. Shepherds claim to hear his whistle drifting behind them as they guide their animals through the dark. Travelers speak of nights when the sound followed them for hours, never growing louder, never fading, as if distance itself had been bent into something unreliable. His name comes from the Spanish verb silbar, to whistle, and that whistle is his signature, his warning, his curse. It is not the casual tune of a man passing time, but a twisted, unearthly melody, eternal, precise, rising and falling in a pattern that lodges itself deep inside the skull. Generations have learned to fear it, because this sound does not belong to the living world alone. It belongs to something that walks without rest and remembers every debt left unpaid. The story of his origin reaches back to the 19th century, to a time when the plains were ruled not by courts, but by family ties and unforgivable crimes carried by curses. Once, El Silbón was only a boy, spoiled, demanding, a child who screamed until the world bent to his will. One day, sitting at the family table, he rejected the food prepared for him. He wanted deer meat, nothing else. His father promised to hunt it. Together they entered the forest, but the hunt failed. No prey appeared. The father returned empty-handed, tired and defeated. The boy's anger exploded. Blind with rage, he turned on the man who had given him life. With a hunting knife, he murdered his own father, tore out his entrails, and carried them home in his arms. He threw them onto the table and demanded that his mother cook them. Only when she understood what she was seeing did her scream tear the house apart. The grandfather heard. He came running, and when he saw the crime, he knew there could be no mercy. He tied the boy to a tree. He whipped him until his flesh hung in ribbons. He rubbed chili peppers into the wounds so the burning would never leave his body. And finally, he pronounced the sentence that sealed his fate: eternal wandering, forever pursued by the demon dog Tareco, carrying the bones of his father as punishment. From that moment, the boy ceased to exist. What remained was El Silbón. Descriptions of him vary, but all inspire terror. Some say he appears as a colossal shadow, reaching 6 meters tall, towering between trees and fences like a moving pillar of darkness. Others describe him as a gaunt adult man, skeletal, dressed in ragged clothing, his face hidden beneath an enormous straw hat. In every version, one detail never changes: the filthy sack slung over his shoulder. Inside it, bones rattle softly. Some say they are his father's bones alone. Others insist they belong to every victim he has claimed since, added piece by piece as his curse continues. His arrival is never announced by footsteps. It is always the whistle, a melody that ascends to fa, then descends to si, repeating endlessly. This sound is the true harbinger of death, and the legend hides a cruel trick within it. If you hear the whistle close, you are safe, because he is far away. But if you hear it faint, distant, almost lost in the night, then it is already too late. He is near, watching, close enough to reach you without sound. El Silbón is a nocturnal hunter, most active during the rainy season, when the plains flood and storms suffocate the sky. At night, he stops at doorsteps, empties his sack, and counts the bones one by one, whispering numbers into the darkness. If the family inside wakes and notices him, he leaves without harm. But if they sleep through the counting, if no one bears witness, dawn will bring death. One member of the household will be gone, and their bones will be added to the sack. He is especially cruel to drunkards and womanizers. To the drunk, he rips open the navel and sucks out the aguardiente, draining the alcohol directly from the belly until life collapses from within. To womanizers, he tears the body apart, claiming their bones as trophies. In Colombia, he is also known as El Silbador or El Chiflón. Some Colombian versions describe him as the soul of a womanizer abandoned at death, cursed to seek company in the night forever. Others say even the pitch of his whistle predicts his victim: a high note for a woman, a deep one for a man. But every version agrees on one truth: the whistle means death is close. And yet, El Silbón is not invincible. He fears the crack of a whip, the burning sting of chili, and the barking of dogs, echoes of his punishment, reminders of the night he was broken and banished. These things drive him away, not because they wound him, but because they awaken the memory of his curse. But when you are alone beneath the immense sky of the plains, will you have time to reach for them? The people of Venezuela know the answer. That is why his name is whispered when the night grows too quiet. In Colombia, they call him El Silbador or El Chiflón, the Whistler of Death. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next mythical ground.